No, I'm over here in the public space. Okay. So I'm not trying to interfere, you know.
Okay, but
I'm
right
just
now you're on somebody's property and you're
not right here. I'm not.
It's a roadway.
Right, but there's.
Okay.
You have anything illegal on you? Any guns, knives, drugs, weapons, anything else along those lines? Okay.
Hey, don't talk to that. Don't talk to that police officer. He's a bad guy.
Hey, get away from my kids, dude.
These are three young kids sitting on a New Braunfels sidewalk, surrounded by several police officers. Their father stands just feet away, being subjected to a questionable field sobriety test. What started as a routine traffic stop has evolved into a tense standoff that would not only expose police arrogance and corruption, but also leave you wondering how anyone can feel safe anymore. It all started on May 4th, 2022, and none of this would have escalated if a passing auditor hadn't chosen to speak up about what he was witnessing.
Don't do it, bro. You don't have to submit to that, bro. Don't do it.
I have a lawyer too.
That's okay.
Hey,
Contact John Robinson.
never do a field sobriety test. They're designed to fail, bro.
She's saying that she's saying that I'm trying to.
Sir, I don't mind you filming, but if you're going to get into my investigation, I would ask you to.
Do you know what interference is?
I do, sir.
Speech alone does not constitute interference by the Texas Penal Code.
Okay.
Okay, so just know what you're talking about.
I do.
Okay, but I'm not interfering. Right now, you're talking to me. I haven't said a word to you,
Great.
so don't talk to me.
Right, first off, just change around, sir.
Okay, that's the First Amendment. You know what the First Amendment is? You took the oath to uphold the Constitution.
I do.
Get out of my face and stop talking to me. Do your job. Do your job.
I'm trying to, sir.
All right. Don't talk to these guys, man. Hey, exercise your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, bro. Do not talk to these guys.
This one right here, his best friend was banging my fiance. And he got me arrested. And he lied in the police report. Ernest Sanchez lied in the police report.
Don't talk to him, bro. Hey, you're just talking yourself into a jail cell, bro.
He wants to wait on that. He wants to wait till he on what 36 says.
Go talk to him again. You got a phone number last time.
These your kids?
Yeah. She made us stay in Bucking's parking lot for about 3-4 nights.
Ask him if you've been detained.
Oh, yeah? Am I being
Yes, you are for investigation
Okay.
purposes.
Right. Don't ID, bro. You don't have to ID. In the state of Texas, you don't have to ID unless you've been lawfully arrested. Penal Code 3802.
First off, we already know who he is, so that's not an issue.
It doesn't matter. If he's being detained, he doesn't have to ID. He doesn't even have to talk to you.
As the incident developed, the auditor continued to advise the man on what to do. Although many people would see this as interfering with the officer's investigation, it's not to the level that he would be charged with obstruction. That's because in order to be charged with obstruction, the man would either have to be helping the man hide his crime, lie to the officers, or tamper with evidence. Since he was doing neither, he was technically doing nothing illegal yet.
You should be recording, bro. You really should.
We're all recording, and he can do what's called a...
Hey, don't get your body cams, bro. You guys hide them from the public all the time. I know. I do public records requests all the time. You guys redact your videos all the time. You only release the you want to release.
I don't have that access, so...
So don't say that they're available to the public, because they're not. Parts of them are. Hey, keep asking him if you're being detained or if you're free to go. Keep asking that question, bro. Hey, keep asking him if you're detained or if you're free to go. Keep asking that question over and over. That's all you need to say to him. Tell him to let you know when you're free to go. Don't say anything else.
I just advise him that.
He's free to go?
No, I advise him that when I tell him he's free, he'll be free.
He can keep asking. He can keep asking.
And my answer won't change.
Okay. Don't talk to him, bro. Don't talk to him.
So as far as... safety stuff goes,
Ignoring this warning, the man wanted to clear things up with the officers and thus explained the situation. While this is allowed, it's much more advisable to talk with law enforcement only when there is a lawyer present, since doing so beforehand can result in you saying statements that can later be used against you in court.
You probably need a parent's consent to be talking to them. Hey, don't talk to that police officer. He's a bad guy.
Hey, get away from my kids, dude.
So,
My kids. Can you get him away? Please, I hurt somebody. I don't
making sure the kids are okay.
trust that piece of shit.
It seems like we're being neglected for the kids.
He's gonna stand there. Just fuck away.
So, like I said,
Kaya, listen, move this way.
Move on, dude.
Brandon, move this way.
You're just escalating the situation, bro.
Yeah, he's best friends with the pump and the thing.
Yeah, he just by him being here, he's just escalating the situation.
Although there was no legal requirement to do so, it was much more preferable for the officers to comply with the man's demands, unless they wanted to lose what little cooperation they had with him. However, instead of realizing this and backing off, the officers doubled down by having another one stationed next to the children. At this point, it became clear that they were more interested in showing who was the boss than properly conducting an investigation. In any case, the superior officer present went over the details of the case after discussing what happened with the initial officer.
she's still telling me everything's working, man. Just like you said, she's freaking out, right? And basically, she just talked to me about how the argument started. She told me that her concern was beating them up better to take them to Southside Center. Whether or not that's true, that's what she told me, okay? So, well, it's not that she was going to. She was concerned about the kids having to be up better. That's what she told me. Okay, so I asked her again if anything else happened, any physical contact, anything like that. She told me no. So, I'd like to. When we knock this out, that's also going to ask you the same question on there, and we'll give you a sworn statement form while you're waiting on your mother.
I explained you a minute ago, top box is right now.
Hey, bro, good name and badge numbers from everybody here.
What's your name?
Like Steven.
Ask for a card if they have one.
Can I get a call from somebody?
According to the ACLU, one should always write down an officer's badge number, name, or other identifying details, as we have a right to ask the officer for this information. This is because in cases where an officer may be mistreating you, a civilian can file a complaint against them if they can identify the officer. On top of that, if necessary, a person can take legal action against anyone if they are violating any rights. Considering how things were unfolding, it would definitely be wise to know the identities of each and every officer here.
Domestic dispute, guys. They tried to give this guy a field sobriety test, and I advised him not to take it, and he did not take it. The guy's not drunk at all. His wife's sleeping with one of these police officers here. So,
Follow her, get them out of the house, and just have them go stay with her at least.
Hey, park over here.
So we're trying to work on both ends, right? Just make this as silly as possible. That's okay.
it kind of got heated with me and one of the officers, guys. So that's kind of why I went live. They tried to get me for interference because I was talking to the guy, telling him not to take the field sobriety test. Grandma's here to pick up the kids.
She ate her recordings that I recorded. About 30, 40 recordings of her. That's not my kids. That's not my mom. That's her.
Yes.
Her mom.
221 Highway 46. Thank you. Thank you, Ismael. They try to get me for interference, which they still might try to do before it's over with.
Let's load up. We'll call some more for you to the house. We're out of this point. All right. Let Kevin know we're going to follow over. And then we'll get him out of here.
Thanks, Arch. Thank you. Good luck, bro.
In the end, everyone went their separate ways and the case came to a close. While this incident was moderately tame, it doesn't mean that unspeakable events don't happen anywhere else. An example of which that occurred on November 26, 2024 in Jacksonville, Florida, where local officers arrived at a hotel and talked with some bondsmen who were on the scene. Apparently, a person who was having their case tried owed some money to some bondsmen. When they were late on their payment, the debt collectors arrived at their residence. While it was lawful for the officers to assist with this, the way they did so was not.
There, I guess one dude's known.
What
to
room
always,
is it?
It's the one on the other side upstairs.
All right.
I guess dude's known to always have a gun on him. So.
Oh, good.
What's up, Sarge?
Hey, what's up, man?
229, top right. David Turney, always got a weapon. And Mandy Burton, Amanda Perkins, or Trixie, and she's got warrants also.
She's advertising, huh?
Yeah. A little blonde.
Okay, that's not who I thought it was. There's a girl around here that runs around with the name of Trixie. She's cute, but it's not her. That's what we need.
The great equalizer. You got your job, right? You going right here to the next stairwell. Nobody gets down.
Armed and loaded for God knows what reason, the officers and bondsmen alike carried rifles and stormed into the building, making their way to a hotel room. As they reached their intended location, they began knocking on the door. What they did next, however, was horrifying to say the least.
David!
Baby, this is my
Just stay right
It's my daughter's birthday, dude. Please,
Just stay right there.
please. It's okay, guys. It's okay, baby. It's your birthday. I'm so sorry, baby. Y'all, I'm so sorry. You hear me, baby? Bugaloo. I'm so sorry. You hear me? It's okay, baby. Y'all, we're okay. Guys, we are okay.
Man, I tell when he...
Bubby.
Let me see his tattoo.
Hold me. I don't know, baby. Hold me. Hold me. I love y'all so much. Do you know how much I love you? Hey, look at me. Look at me. Do you know how much I love you? You do, don't you?
You want to sit some outside?
I love you so much.
Y'all want to come outside?
Hey, can I get them jackets and stuff, please?
Here, just step out right quick. Where's your jacket at?
Hold on. Stand up, baby.
Here.
Yeah, thank you.
Here you go. Just take
Scared the
that.
bejeebies out of me, dude.
Just wrap them up. Keep them warm.
Come here, buddy.
Considering the events that immediately unfolded, the officers' actions were truly deplorable. Rushing and yelling at the top of their lungs, the officers, without warning, assaulted a man and traumatized a little girl. Even when not accounting for the moral implications of this, the officers visibly violated their department's de-escalation policy, which states that officers should consider attempts to de-escalate situations in their interactions with subjects through the use of advisements, warnings, verbal persuasion, and other tactics and alternatives to higher levels of force.
I just got woke up. What's your name? You got ID? Where's Amanda Burton?
Is that who y'all looking for?
The room's registered Amanda Burton.
I thought that was 226. No,
26.
I think so.
They got this room rented under their name too. Yes.
They must have messed up down in the office. Go talk to your mom and
That's not this.
Yeah, she's in 226.
Is that the?
She's got this room rented.
Baby, breathe.
Hey,
You're okay. They're gonna
take
do
his
the right
handcuffs
thing.
off, move to
They're
226.
gonna do the right thing.
Where does key come?
Baby. Baby.
What's that?
Is that yours?
Yeah.
Stand up. It's baby. They're gonna do the right thing. Quit. He's taking care of it. Chill out.
Don't touch.
Yes, sir.
Y'all are in the wrong room under the wrong damn name.
Yes, sir.
My room's downstairs.
I'm downstairs.
You're gonna sit down right there, right now.
Yes, sir.
Instead of taking accountability for his actions, the tyrannical rifleman blamed the civilians for being in the wrong room, as if it wasn't his job to properly ascertain everything beforehand. Now knowing that he arrested and threatened to shoot innocent people, both he and the officers not only violated their fourth constitutional rights, but almost violated their deadly use of force policy, which prevents shooting and lethally injuring the wrong people.
Baby, calm down. Sit.
Sit down.
He's doing the right thing. Sit. Sit.
You're not in trouble.
I just don't need you.
Yes, sir.
Put
He
your
don't want you
phone
actually
away
to
from
be
me.
hit, shot, nothing.
Go.
Just quit.
Don't touch shit.
Yes, sir.
226.
Baby, you're okay. Let him do his thing. Let him do his business. You're okay. You're okay.
Yo, come here.
Golly, man. Come on, guys.
Maintenance.
It's moved.
It's that room was rented under their people's names, but it wasn't under their people.
Hands behind your back. What's your name?
David Turner. Where's Amanda? On the hurry! 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 Hurry!
To the side. Knees to your chest. Knees to your chest.
Wash your hands.
Tighten you up.
Not having learned their lesson the first time, the officers not only dashed in, but also allowed a bondsman to lockpick the hotel room's door to get inside. It was only by luck that they managed to get the right person this time. However, if they didn't, they should have been treated no differently than a common criminal who trespasses private property and threatens innocent people.
On your knees.
You're known to have a gun every
All the way
fucking
down.
time, so.
Hands behind your back. Palms together like you're praying. These are hinged cuffs, and where you move, the tighter they get. Me and you're fixing to stand up. Here we go. Pull your knees up, all the way. What's this? Good. You got anything you don't need to go into the jail with? You got anything, you're going to be charged with felony. Are these ones you're familiar with, boss? Pick that up and put it back. Stand right here. Oops, sorry. I want to tear up. Y'all want to look, make sure there's nothing that needs to be here? Because you know he's fixing to throw it all in the dumpster.
Especially the gun. That's something I don't worry about.
Yeah, you're going to jail. Yeah, you got warrants. He's got so many warrants you're going to know. Yeah. Until you got caught with him.
Keep in mind that this was all happening under the supervision and assistance of the police. Essentially, this meant that they were actively assisting with these blatant crimes. It should also be noted that their search warrant was for the room they thought their suspect was in. However, now that they busted into a different room, that warrant was no longer applicable. Despite this, the officers searched through the apartment, hence violating yet another person's fourth constitutional right.
Everybody riding today.
You gonna go on the day?
Mm-hmm.
He had a gun. I got gloves on. He had a gun. You know what? We found one in this hotel in the fucking microwave. So.
Yeah.
Damn, he's got like shields everywhere, dude. You sure got the flashlight?
It's not mine.
That's mine.
I was like, wait a minute, why have they got a nice flashlight?
Go ahead. Last name Bradley. First initial name for Matthew. Date birth 3/17 of 85.
He had a gun, he'd have a hand.
Yeah.
He'd have it under a pillow or something. I checked those. I checked these, only thing I found was one of the torches. What is all this here, bro?
Well, that's.
I know, but I'm looking at like, I don't know what that is.
All right, well.
While one may believe that because the man was arrested, the officers were allowed to search the apartment, this is inexplicably false. Such searches require police officers to either have a warrant or authorization from a senior officer. Also, officers must have reasonable grounds to believe that they will find evidence connected to the alleged offense. The kick here is that although this sadly excuses the officers, it does not excuse the actions of the bondsmen, since they're not considered officers, who were also searching through the apartment and looking through belongings that weren't relevant to the debt. In other words, they were merely behaving like burglars.
We're taking them both to Pulaski County.
Awesome.
Have a good ride.
Look, two less pieces of shit y'all got.
No, man, we appreciate it.
Y'all want to charge her with hindering apprehension?
Nah.
Just let her sit on her own prostitution warrants?
Yeah. I'll keep her for a while at least with that.
Oh, she got no bond holds, so she ain't getting out.
What's his warrants for?
Aggravated assault, terroristic threatening, possession, simultaneous possession.
Awesome.
So, I mean, shut it. He's always had a gun. That's the only thing I was worried about. That way you guys ain't got to deal with that.
Yeah, we got enough of that to deal with around here anyway.
Look at that. Done in 30 minutes.
349 your turn. Matthew Bradley, 205 Roosevelt Road, valid Class D, numbers Act 346 issue 52.
In the end, the officers captured their suspect and locked her up in jail, all the while strutting about with not even a bit of remorse to the family they traumatized next door. Indirectly using others to terrorize people is sadly only one of the ways cops bully civilians, though, since it's much more common for them to harass individuals themselves. Much like on September 17, 2024, in Englewood, Colorado, where a civilian was legally observing police activity in the area when suddenly an officer by the name of Laura Torres pulled him over. She told him that he was acting suspicious, which resulted in the two arguing for a while before the officer left without stating her name or badge number. Later, the man went up to her to request her name. However, what happened following that was shocking to say the least.
So you're not going to give me your name?
No, you can call PSB.
No, that's fine. You'll get a complaint. You're unprofessional. I'm here to document how unprofessional you are.
If you continue to follow me while I'm investigating something else, I will.
This is a public sidewalk. Arrest me then.
Okay, you don't need to follow
It's
me.
my-
I'm conducting a police investigation.
I'm
You are distracting my
investigating
attention.
this.
Then put the phone down, turn around.
Okay, take me to jail. You're taking me to jail?
Yes.
Okay, no problem.
I need you to put the phone down.
Okay, let me. Can I
Attach it to
can I put it in my carrier?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. I don't think this is what you want to do, but is your body cam going?
Yes.
Okay, no problem.
Put your palms together for me.
No problem. You're digging yourself into a lawsuit. It's a public sidewalk. Crime scene's over there. I'm over here, or whatever you guys are dealing with, I guess. Your department's already. I'm already preparing to put your department under litigation for Officer T. Williams for illegal detainment as well. So, I don't think this is something you want to do, and I'm really advising you not to.
You can advise me on anything
Okay.
you want to, but I'm the cop.
Okay. Oh, so that means you can illegally detain someone for no reason? For simply recording you?
Getting her feelings hurt, the officer, in true Karen fashion, stopped her investigation to arrest someone who was also conducting their own investigation. Needless to say, considering that the man was merely filming and walking behind her on a public sidewalk, the officer violated his first and fourth constitutional rights by arresting him. Rather than complain, however, the man accepted his fate since he knew he was about to file the easiest lawsuit of his life.
What's the crime that I committed?
You're obstructing an investigation.
How am I
have to
obstructing
pay
the
attention to
investigation?
you and instead of what I'm doing.
That's okay. No problem.
Do you have any weapons on you? Bring it to the passenger
It's
side.
on my hip if you couldn't tell already.
Well.
You're kind of blind. You're not a good cop. But where are we going?
We're going right here. Face the car.
Okay, no problem. I don't consent to any searches or seizures. So if you dig in my pockets, you've already illegally detained me. I'm going to sue you for all of this. I just want you to be absolutely aware. That way when you go to court for this, you can't say that I didn't tell you. Because I absolutely try to warn you. This is going to cost you your job. This is going to cost you your money, your salary. I'm going to dig into your employment record. This is not something you want to do. You can let me go right now. Give me your business card. Call it a day. But it. How did I threaten you? By saying I was going to sue you because you're illegally detaining me? That's my right. I have my right to address my grievances with my government, and that is you, illegally detaining me, and I have a problem with that. You've illegally stopped me already as well. This is all retaliatory.
As stated in the video, the man couldn't be held for obstructing the officer's investigation since she was fully capable of completely ignoring him and proceeding with what she was doing. By stopping and detaining him, however, she was not only delaying her own work, but also restricting another man's freedom. Moreover, searching a person without permission or probable cause is another violation of their fourth constitutional rights. Regardless, the victim was going to have a field day with this one in court. Sometime later, another officer arrived on the scene. Surprisingly, he was even worse than the other one.
I strongly recommend her against this. I'm going to sue the department.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you can.
You don't have to cop explain to me. It's okay.
I'm not going to explain. I'm just going to take your body armor off and we'll do it in a second.
No problem. Just be careful with that. It's loaded. You don't need to yank it. You fuck. It's a gun. It's a loaded gun.
You're a fucking.
You don't have to rough me up like this.
I'm not roughing you up, dude.
You are. You can be a little bit more.
You're sitting there. We're working a dude with a gun, and you're sitting there wanting to sit there and interrupt government.
I simply observed.
Yeah.
You just need to chill out, buddy.
You just need to shut the fuck up.
That's
Your
fine.
light to remain silent. Do me a favor and do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So do you. Anything you say or do will be held against you.
Not only did the officers falsely detain and arrest the civilian, but they also confiscated his belongings and, as of the date of this recording, never returned them. Fortunately, he was eventually allowed to go free. However, not much else is known after that. What is known, though, is that many officers continually create the situation for a crime themselves and then blame others for it. Such an example of this was prevalent on September 11, 2023, in Stuart, Florida, where a treatment center called the police to complain about a person trespassing on their property since she refused to leave despite never being admitted. When an officer arrived, they spoke with the director of nursing so he could be briefed on the situation.
Morning.
How are you?
Good.
So I have this lady at the end of the garage. She won't leave property. We called Stuart PD last night, and they told her that she had to leave property. If she came back, she would be trespassed.
Okay.
She's here. She went into the building a couple times, which...
Was she a patient here?
She never admitted as a patient.
Okay.
So she wasn't on admin, but she will not leave. She's saying that we have her property. We don't have her property. Someone's bringing her stuff in that she left in the transport vehicle. They're bringing it at around 11. So we don't have anything there. The problem is that she keeps running into buildings. And we can't have that. She's like, I'm with this earlier.
While she may be going into the building over and over, it's questionable to think that this would be classified as trespassing, considering that her belongings were present here. As confirmed by another department officer, she had every right to check up on them and only leave once she obtained them. Despite this, the director accused her of trespassing, even when she was the only one directly responsible for holding her belongings hostage.
Good. So, you can't be on the property.
I was told I can.
By who? Do you have your ID on you?
Yeah, by a gentleman earlier. I was your police department.
Okay.
Officer Tyson?
Yes, came by yesterday. We both heard the same thing. Whereas I was supposed to get my.
I'm trying to get an ID.
My bad. Whereas I was told that I would get the remaining of my property, my cell phone, by 8 today. I was also told that I would meet with clinical by 8 today.
I am clinical.
I requested to speak to you after I got nowhere. And I came over to say you can't
be on property, and I told you your cell phone will be here till 11, and you refused to leave. And I told
left
you
last night. I was overly compliant.
But I'm telling you now, you can, and you keep going into the building. We cannot have that.
To check the status.
You don't need to go into the building to check the status. And we repeatedly told you that Wayne, my director of operations, who was on the phone earlier, I got full report from my staff that you were told you cannot be here this morning.
I was not, listen, I don't know if I was wandering the streets last night.
Again.
Was told to come back this morning. When I did come back this morning, I'm met with nothing.
Right.
So yes, when I go in and I said, what's the status? It's 8 o'clock. I still don't have the rest of my belongings. And you're telling me I can't be here, but yet you're holding something of mine.
If I had it with me physically, I would give it to you so you could be on it. I don't have it.
I don't have it either.
I
have no way to get there.
Here until 11. You cannot be on property. Going inside.
Okay, so this is how we're going to deal with this, okay? You can hang out on the sidewalk. She said 11 o'clock. You can hang out on the sidewalk. You can't be on this property. You're going to be trespassed from this location, okay? So that means you can't be on the property.
I'm not. I was brought here by Banyan Center. I'm from Jersey.
Okay.
There's no. Listen, I'm just waiting on my property. That's it.
Okay.
And we are bringing
it. And also, I need to sign.
There's nothing for you to sign.
I do. There's a consent of release form I need to sign for my employer.
We're not signing anything. You are not a patient here.
It's a consent, but I did arrive here.
But you're not a patient. You decided to be a non-admit, so you're
not
a patient. So there's nothing for you to sign.
That's
all we want is for you to leave property. When your stuff arrives, we'll let the transportation team know to meet you up there, or wherever you are, and you can have your things in.
I left property, had nowhere to go last night. I am coming back after I was told I can come back.
Option to stay. I'm not having this.
We're not going to argue about this. You have to go up to the sidewalk.
I also need to sign a release of consent form. This is a thing. This is a thing for my employer, sir.
Okay. That's something you can take up with your employer. You need to leave the property. I'll meet you up front by the sidewalk.
Okay. I'm still with
Ma'am, I'm going to tell you this one time.
I left.
I am issuing you a trespass warning. You're being trespassed. You consider yourself trespassed. If you do not leave and go up to the sidewalk, you will be placed under arrest and transported to Martin County Jail. Do you understand? I'm not that officer. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what was told to me yesterday.
Go to the sidewalk, otherwise you're going to be placed under arrest.
Is still here.
It's a civil issue, and they're going to get your property.
It's going to be a civil issue between me and Bangor Center.
Okay, you need to leave and go off this property right now, otherwise you are subject to arrest.
Still has my property.
That is a civil issue. You need to leave the property, otherwise you're going to go to jail.
I still need to sign a release of consent.
You do not. You were never a patient here. We are not going to continue to argue this.
Instead of investigating the situation and confirming whether or not she was truly a patient here, since both a police officer and her employer said she could be treated at this location, the officer instead tried to drive her off onto the streets, where she would essentially be left with nothing for 3 whole hours. By not offering a place in the police station or even any form of sympathy, the officer was evidently a hypocrite, failing to uphold his department's mission statement, which states that they aim to provide a high quality of life for those who visit the state of Florida.
We are not going to continue to argue this. Do you understand what I am saying to you? Are you understanding what I'm saying to you?
I hear you.
No, I'm not hearing me. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you?
There is paperwork that needs to be signed.
Are you understanding what I'm saying to you?
Ma'am,
yes or no? That is a question.
I cannot leave here.
You need to leave and go to the sidewalk, otherwise you're going to go to jail.
Or
you're
else
trespassing.
If someone calls in, they don't have to share anything.
You're trespassing. Ma'am, you're not listening to me. Do you want to go to jail today?
I'm in the right.
You need to leave the property. You're not in the right. You need to go off the property, ma'am.
There's still things that I need to sign that they're not allowing me to sign.
Ma'am, I really do not want to take you to jail for trespassing because you're trespassing.
Yesterday, and I left.
I was not here yesterday.
Right, okay. So I was told that I could come back. Even by one of the texts, he said, yes, it's fine to wait here until you get your property. I'm being told something different every other hour.
Ma'am, the call notes said that you were told to leave the property, otherwise you're subject to arrest for trespassing.
And I left the property.
And you're back now, so you're trespassing.
Yes, because
leave the property, you're going to jail.
You can speak to Officer Tyson.
Leave the property, you're going to go to jail. Are you refusing to leave the property, ma'am?
I'm refusing to walk away with
Put your hands around your back. Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest.
All right, let me put this up.
Nope. That'll go in your property.
Can I put this up?
Nope.
It's my wallet.
Put your hand behind your back. You're under arrest.
While the arrest may arguably be legal, it was still completely unnecessary. The officer could have investigated the case further, but instead arrested the woman. It speaks even more to his character that he immediately jumped to detain her before she even finished saying she refused to leave, which she didn't. Moreover, just to add salt to injury, the property she currently had on her would be given to the treatment center, the same people who wouldn't even give her the other belongings, instead of the police department.
Straight on 1015. You have anything illegal on you? Any guns, knives, drugs, weapons, anything else along those lines?
Nope.
Okay.
One hell of a lot of people.
Okay. Well, you're under arrest for trespassing. I'll be back to get your.
Oh, where are we going?
My cop car's over here.
Okay. And then you hear the text laughing. One hell of a lawsuit, boy. Well, there's recording and all of this.
Stay right there, please. Hold on. Nothing in any of your pockets, correct?
Right.
Have a seat.
Can I at least have these in front of me?
Nope.
No, that's not an option?
Nope.
Okay.
Per our policy, they must remain to the rear.
Okay. Thank you, brother.
I need to hear her name.
Once he unnecessarily detained and searched her, the officer placed the woman in the vehicle. After doing so, he proceeded to get the director's information and write her a note.
What's your name?
Gloria.
Last name is Callow, C-A-L-L-O-W.
Phone number.
516. Actually, I'm sorry. Let me give you my 77.
And you're the
Director of Nursing.
What's your date of birth, man? Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let me get you a case number real quick.
Okay.
196. What's the case number? There you go.
Thank you so much, officer.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
The officer then got in his vehicle and drove the lady to jail. When they arrived, however, he didn't even have the decency to take her inside and just told her to go through the open door, leaving her to fend for herself.
How am I still going to get the rest of my things?
You can take that up with Banyan whenever you get out of jail.
You just escorted me off the property,
Yes.
sir.
You can call them and make coordination to get the rest of your property.
So go back to the place
Nope,
that
you can call them.
kicked me out.
You can call them and you can coordinate with them to get the rest of your belongings. And do not go back to the property.
How am I supposed to
We're
get
gonna go in that door right over there
my
that's open.
cell phone?
You go right over there into that open door.
Thinking they did a job well done, the officer and director went on with their day, completely ignoring the pain and torture they were putting the woman from New Jersey through. Unfortunately, as of the date of this recording, there is no information as to what happened to her after this. Our last case of the day involves an incident where a man was unjustly assaulted by a police officer simply for filming them. On November 6, 2020, in Springfield, Missouri, officers were investigating a crime in a neighborhood. As they were doing so, a concerned citizen approached them and started asking some questions. Once he did so, he turned to leave them be. However, another officer who had just arrived didn't like what he was doing.
Everything okay here? No? Anything we need to let the world know about? We got a killer on the loose. I know there was a robbery over there the other day at near my... Nothing? Okay. Everybody's okay? Oh, you just said no, huh? Damn. You too. It's crazy. I don't know what it is. He says, I don't need to know.
Hey, bud, where are you living at?
Huh?
Where are you living at?
Oh, I don't answer questions.
Okay, so if you're not gonna answer questions, that's fine. But I would ask you to stay in the intersection of film this because you're interfering with our investigation. Okay?
Oh, I'm over here in the public space, so I'm not trying to interfere. You know,
Okay, but
I'm
right
just
now you're on somebody's property and you're
not
on a
right here. I'm not.
It's a roadway.
Right, but there's
Okay, so this is private property. This is roadway. So go in the intersection. Otherwise, I'll have to detain you for interfering. Okay? And I'm being super cool. So if you're being cool to me too, okay?
Listen.
Could you please?
Can I say something?
No.
Okay.
I can talk to you over there. Let's go over there.
Okay, well, but this is public property because it's the easy. I'm trying to stay out of it. You guys can do what you're doing. I'll stay over here. He told me, he said not to be interfering, so I'm just not interfering.
Nah, just let him go. He's gonna whine. Okay. It's better.
He was in fact not interfering or even close to being a nuisance to their investigation. As everyone knows, the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution allows people to film officers as long as they don't physically interfere with their duties. Despite this, these officers tried to drive him away, violating this right.
So, just don't come to our investigation.
Yeah, I'm not. That's why I came back down this way to try to stay away.
There's a dead body inside. We're trying to keep that down. You're being totally disrespectful.
Please don't grab my phone. Don't grab my phone. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you guys doing? Help! Oh, Help! What are you guys doing?
Stop.
What are you doing? You can't. What are you doing? You can't take my phone.
Stop.
What are you guys doing?
You gotta get that out of my face, man. I thought you were trying to assault me.
What?
We told you tried to assault the officer, man.
No, I ran away from you. I ran.
What you tried to do. I thought so too. So.
What are you guys
doing, man?
about?
I'm trying to get you to
I was
stop
listening.
interfering.
I wasn't interfering.
Okay, just chill out for a minute.
I am chilled out. Listen, I'm not trying to interfere or anything. You guys could have just left me alone. I would have just stood right there and continued to do what I was doing.
That's all we're gonna do. Okay.
The only thing we ask politely is just stay in the intersection. That's all. We're not
I'm gonna need you.
against your filming.
That's all we're trying
But
to
we
do.
are saying,
Right.
we're saying,
But
if you're saying you go on somebody's property,
Right.
you go in, so people are being concerned. Why
Okay.
there's a guy walking around
Uh-huh.
filming everybody? Then you put the phone into the officer's face.
Well,
which
he
we have a
walked up
reason-
to my.
The phone can be used as a assaulting tool.
Okay.
Okay, you don't do this to the officers.
Okay.
And so that's all it's about.
Totally disrespectful, he says, as he forcefully tries to grab someone else's property, assault them, detain them, and then justify his actions as they pinned the blame on him. Obviously, there was never any attempt at assault by the victim, since it was the officer himself who walked up to the camera and attempted to take it. After violating his rights and their department's use of force policy, the officers shut off the live feed without the victim's permission. So unfortunately, it's unclear what happened after this point. Be sure to check out our previous video where we cover another outrageous police encounter